time left in the day. It's muddy everywhere we try and go work, so I figured I might as well see if I could work down here on my patio. So I went ahead and dug a ditch here, and you can see the water just draining in that ditch. So I put my socked French drain in it, and I tied it into my existing French drain that I took to daylight over there. It runs right up underneath the patio. So now I have this one out to take care of the water that gets trapped underneath this concrete. I just spliced it right into my other French drain, laid some fabric on top of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and bury that in stone, and maybe we can get this prepped tomorrow. We'll see how much it dries up. This should really help, and hopefully we can keep pushing forward. If not on a paying project, at least maybe my project. Okay, so here we are down on my patio. Jim and I just pulled a string from the door, around the wall, pillar, to grill. This is where the old patio was. I'd like to hit that same height right through there. I know it works my steps. So just getting new marks on the pillars. And it's hard to see, but we're really close to the old height of the patio. So everything seems to be working out pretty well. I have a broken pier right here. So I'm gonna saw cut this off and clean this up somehow. We'll just do a border. I'm sorry, we're going to do a border here. So we're going to recap this pier as we're pouring that border. Then we'll put a tool cut in or a piece of joint and make it look like it's separate. It'll kind of be separate, but it'll be tied in with the border. Border going around this perimeter, back to these piers, border coming around. So everything will be cased in a border. We're doing heavy stone stamp on that. And the funny thing is, we're still undecided what pattern we're doing here. Dawn and I are talking about different options. So I'll have to keep you posted on that. Okay, I'll get you caught up here. We got our border all formed in. That's about 2 feet off of the brick. 2 feet in, connecting the piers out. I put a little bow in that section. I don't think I'm going to put my grill in there. It's really not that big. But now whenever I rebuild that wall, there'll be a curve to it, which will make it a stronger wall, and it'll give us a little bit more room there for seating. Connecting the pillars up here. As well as over here, I just finished forming my steps. So I raised them all up a little bit. That way I can put my broken stone liner in front of my upper pad there. And then all my steps will have the broken stone look. That's what these have coming down. That's what the face is up there. So that way everything will match. Next year, I'm gonna rip those steps out and go up there, or later on this summer. So these steps coming down to my border, to my patio. I had this gas line laying here, so I ran that underneath. I used to have a conduit, but I didn't turn it up, and I could never find it. I built these little landscape walls, and I could never get to that conduit for low voltage lighting. So this time I left it long, and I'll swoop it up and leave it at the top of my mulch area right behind the wall. I already fished a wire through it, just in case, you know, we would get concrete or a rock in there, then you can't fish it through. That way it's all done, and I can just pull what I need where I need it. So we're gonna go ahead and get some stone in. We gotta lose this debris. and rebar. Hopefully we're pouring this tomorrow. Whenever I did the video on my downspout drain, I ran it through here and I wired up a short piece of pipe for that downspout. So we connected to that and I dug under the wall, and it's just on the other side of that wall. So now whenever I get this mess done, I can make a little mess running a new pipe to that downspout. Then everything is connected to my 6 to daylight. Okay, getting down to it. We'll just get a little pile of stone here. We're right there. And right there. Uh-oh, that's good. That's all stoned in. I'm going to pour these about 5 inches thick. I'm going to get rebar under that, into my main, and into my main. Everything tied together. You're good. Okay, so I just got back from gathering up. I got the color, the mocha brown color for the border and steps. And I stopped and got 20 fiberglass rebar. So we're going to try these out. There's 20 of them right here. I'm pretty strong, but these are nice and light and very strong. I've heard good things about them. I'm going to go ahead and try them on my project and see if we're not going to switch everything over to the fiberglass. So you can cut them with a handsaw or a power saw or your rebar cutters. That's that easy. So I'll get these all laid out and tied up on our chairs, just like regular rebar. I'm just trying to get ready for tomorrow, and then I want to cover this up for tonight. Remember the sidewalk? It's not going to happen again, so I'm going to cover this up, keep this sub base and stone from freezing and presenting a problem. Now, another thing I like about these fiberglass rebar is when the concrete goes from, you know, nice and cool in the shade to a hot 90-degree day, you're going to get expansion and contraction on that, where if you have a lot of rebar in there, that could actually crack the concrete. These don't do that. So that's just another perk about these. Just wanted to mention that. We'll go ahead and get these in place. So I have 4 half-inch rods laying from top to bottom, and then I cut 1 for each riser, just shy of each edge, and I'll tie these right in there. Who is that? So I need a bunch of short rebar for the cross sections, 19 inches. So my saw is 19 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rebar. Pretty fast. So with all the rods cut, I'll just go ahead and tie these up tonight. Yep. Always pick it up, huh? So that's how I'm going to leave it for tonight. Everything's weighted down. I had a grill cover that I threw on the upper end of it and some step liners down here. I wanted to get it as low to the ground as I could. So we'll see what it looks like in the morning. Hopefully we can get this poured and underway. Okay, so it's Saturday morning. It didn't get as cold as they were talking about. Nothing is frozen, so we are in good shape. Get this uncovered. So our gravel's nice and loose, no frost, not cold at all. So I'll get this all uncovered. Mixer is due shortly. Okay, mocha brown going in the cement truck. This is our integral color for our base color, integral mocha brown. So we put all the color into the truck along with about a half a bag of calcium chloride to generate some heat. Put about 50 to 75 turns on the drum, get it all thoroughly mixed. We're using a 1B stamp mix, 4,000 PSI. A couple of viewers were asking how we clean our tools on the job site when we don't have water. We usually take their hose off the truck right there and fill up a wheelbarrow full of water just when we don't have water available to us. Usually on new construction, there's very seldom water available. In this case, my house, my shop, no problem. We have water, pressure washers, so forth. So while that mixes up, head down here and get ready. So we just got done shoveling the first portion of border. That was about 3 power buggy fulls. Now we're going to start around the perimeter in the doorway there. Just waiting for them to come down. We had to give the truck a couple more spins to get it mixed up better. So just a slight delay, but better to get it mixed properly. So we'll be back at it here in a minute. We're moving around here so much it's hard to get some good footage. This is all poured through here. Jim's just leveling up the top. A little bit of shoveling going on over here. He's almost empty. He's empty. They're going to get more. Last section right here. So just a couple more scoops there. Going pretty good. Got some concrete on there. I'm going to power wash this all tomorrow. This is all dirt from saw cutting and jackhammering. I left that on there just because I didn't get around to cleaning it, and 2, now the concrete doesn't stick to it nearly as bad, and I'll clean it all one final time. The aggregate in this is real small. It's hard to shovel because it just rolls right off of the shovel. It's It's wet, but it's not that wet. It looks wetter than it is. Maybe that's how I should say it. Watch where you're going, don't look at the camera. A little bit right in this corner is Jim will get it. Tough angle for 2 shovelers. A couple more to go, we're done. Matt's cleaning up back here.
I can move somewhere then.
Good, good. That's good. All right, we're hitting the steps next. Sprayed liquid release on my step liners. Steve's gonna nose up. There you go. Watching my center pin, easy, come on up. Okay, he's over it. That's good right there, Steve, go ahead. We'll just dump it in that first step, nice and easy. A little bit more, just taking our time. One more of those. Whole thing. Now the next one we'll just shovel as we go. We'll just work our way up and then we'll float them down. Okay, steps are all floated, shoveled, and floated in place. A little bit extra. We'll just clean that up shortly. We just want to finish up here. They added this last border. Now this will all be bordered in here. We can go ahead and get this section poured this week. If it rains, it won't matter too much. We're undercover. A lot of rain coming in this week. Okay, with the concrete still really soft, we're just taking some 1-foot rods, just poking in, leave them stick out about 6 inches. Just a little something to grab onto, as well as we'll be sitting on this ledge. And I may even drill in here and pin it together a little bit higher. Either way, that's done. We can always add more to it. And that border's done. I chose to run this, all this border work over to here. Now we'll have a table setting here. So whenever I connect this border, if it's a color change, then it's hidden under that table. Over here I had no choice but to stop it there in front of the steps. But same thing, might be a potted plant or something. We have a pillar separating the two. A slight variation in color shouldn't be a big deal. We'll do the same way. We started pouring. That's not going to work. I like to have the start of the pour at the same place and the finish of the pour at the same place. But unfortunately, we have to start up there and work our way out. We'll have to see how that plays out. Okay, so we don't have very many tool cuts to put in. I want to go from the point to the corner, and I want to pretty much guarantee, I want this to hairline crack right there. Then I can saw cut it right across to the other one, matching it. I don't want to see a hairline crack coming off here or here. So after my tool cut, I take my trowel, nice and thin, and I just wet stab that right in there and get some good separation. Now I'm almost all the way through that concrete. Got it all separated. So I'm in about 2.5 inches. Rebar is still tying it together. It's not going to move anywhere. Then I just clean it up. Not much more I can do there. I could follow it up tomorrow with a saw cut, but I think that'll be plenty. That's what we're looking for. We don't steel trowel very much outside. In this case, when we stamp, we do a real flat, like a smear trowel, not a hard trowel. Just want to close up that surface so it looks better when you're done stamping. If you see all those float lines, it sort of takes away from the look. So a little bit of steel troweling, we try and keep it to a minimum. Over and back, and he's probably done. Now I'll just follow this up with an edger. Okay, Steve's just hitting this last step. Those are all troweled, edged. A little bit soft to stamp yet. Same thing with all of this. Ready to go. I'd rather be waiting a couple minutes. We pulled all that loose oozage away, cleaned that edge up. We left this little lip. Now our patio can set on that, as well as possibly drill in. I'm undecided on that. We have our rebar stubbies sticking out. Okay, so I just spray a little bit of my liquid release on the concrete and spray my wheel. Try not to spray the baby. It's a little bit soft yet, but we're going to do some handprints. Here, we're going to do them out here, buddy. It's too wet in there. How many people are doing handprints?
Yeah, who all is doing handprints? Is it just the grandkids? All of you. All of us.
Ellie.
Everybody.
Ellie gets to do it
Once a
too.
week and you just call the other
Ellie gets to do it too.
Yep, where at?
Good morning, little missy.
How about white tail?
All right, so we'll get texture on everything, and then I can touch this up again after we're done.
We might be doing her footprint.
Yeah, see how it goes. Okay, this is Donna's handprint. Go like in the middle.
Here?
Yep, straight down. With her wedding ring. Let me push that wedding ring right down in the concrete. Okay. All right. Atta girl. Okay. Look at those dirty fingernails. That'll mean mine. Straight up. Good deal.
I did the best hand for
Austin. Look at Finney's little hands. Good. Stay there. Yep, wiggle them in. Yay. Want to do both feet?
There.
Oh.
Oops, sorry.
Got a little footprint.
That's good, huh?
That's perfect. That's probably the
Okay.
best baby footprint we've ever done.
So that's all everybody in the family. We're missing Emily's boyfriend here. So we'll just put a question mark. And maybe we could chisel it in.
Where were you, Grant?
And my handprint. Okay. There they are. The whole family. Okay, so out here, everything's rolled. That's what we want them to look like. With that seam, we just staggered them, and you just take your finger and close it up. You'll never even see it there. There are the steps all done. Heavy stone stamp, broken stone face. Now I'll do a border right around the front of them, around this wall, touching the grill, swooping around here, connecting the pool steps to our fire pit area around. We'll get this poured next week. Spraying and rolling and stamping. I like to roll, and then that way, if we don't get the whole thing textured, we get a lot of bare spots with these stamps, and you can't tell when we have slate texture under it. It's a really nice combination of the two. Home stretch right there by Jim. I'm going to get on another stamp pad and get going.